And I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on. There is
oh my God, she's about to snap.
a serious epidemic of dehumanization plaguing this country.
From there, she went on.
If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. It's always been something off with Erika Kirk. Look at her eyes right here, bro. Come on. Like, you look at Shorty right here, you realize, damn, okay, it's something about this we don't know about, right? Your husband literally tragically got killed. This woman was not even really grieving for real. Like, there was like calls of her like talking about continuing the operation behind the scene. Tragic. I mean, it's not really tragic to me, but it was tragic to the people that followed him. But yeah, let's go ahead and check this out. YouTube, I have a goal of reaching 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I would appreciate it if you go ahead and subscribe. To all the people that subscribed, I appreciate you. Let's get it.
Some people just don't know when to quit.
Ew,
and
why is she?
if you ask many of her detractors, Erika Kirk is absolutely
What the fuck just happened?
one of them. Despite being a widow at the age of 37 and raising 2 kids by herself, it's fair to say that the wife of the late Turning Point USA leader hasn't gotten much sympathy from the public, particularly because so much of the world and even her own husband's audience can't help but feel like everything she does is disingenuous or comes with
where's
some
the tears? This is so performative.
ulterior motive.
This shit reminds me of The Boys. I can't lie. Why you got sparklers, bro? It's not real, bro.
Instead of heeding the signs of how the public has rejected her, Erika has kept up the gimmick, taking to every stage that'll have her, and seeking to cement herself as the new figurehead of her spouse's movement.
Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone...
We must protect our white men. Our white male men. What the what is a male man? A male man? Don't right-wing people say that a man is a man and a woman is a woman? What is a male man?
You because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk
Why
down
couldn't you just say a young white man?
to you. We need strong men out there. Strong men who are convicted. That will be good leaders, good husbands, good fathers like mine. We need that. And young women, we need you to also rise up. Don't compromise yourself. Don't look at other women and compare yourself. God has created you for a purpose and a reason far greater than you and I will ever know on this side of heaven. But just know that as long as you're
what? On this side of heaven?
part of Turning Point USA, you have us by your side.
And even though it was never going particularly well to begin with, things have gotten progressively worse to the point that it looks like all the intense analysis of her every move has really got to Erika, because in her most recent media appearances, she's looked nothing short of deranged.
Bro, that's a fake cry. Bro, I'm sorry, but like I've had girls cry in my face and no tears came out and they're I know when somebody's fake crying. When somebody's actually crying, tears are streaming down their face, bro. Why did she do this?
But rather than grant her the grace that she clearly feels the public should give her,
what's she doing, ASMR now?
Practically everything the former Miss Arizona is doing is only deepening the intrigue.
Damn, she was Miss Arizona?
About what she knows and whose side she's really on. So let's get into exactly how it all unraveled. The new era of Turning Point USA began almost immediately after Charlie Kirk's assassination in Provo, Utah. Just 2 days after her husband was killed, Erika appeared to make a statement on his channel.
Good evening. My name is Erika Kirk. Charlie Kirk is my husband. The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They should all know this. If you thought that...
I'm not gonna lie, is anybody getting a vibe that this feels almost... I'm not saying that this is the case, but I'm saying what it feels like. This kind of feels orchestrated. I'm just gonna be real. Like, you automatically pop out, you have a script ready, the set in the stage is ready to go. It's almost like you're ushering in a new era of Turning Point. Oh, you guys don't even know what you started. Now we about to double down and go even more crazy. Don't you think when your husband dies, that's when you take the time to step away and to grieve and to be there for the children that you guys had? Come on now.
My husband's mission was powerful before. You have no idea. You have no idea what you just have unleashed across this entire country. When I got home last night, Gigi, our daughter, just ran into my arms. And I talked to her and she said, Mommy, I missed you. I said, I miss you too, baby. She goes, where's Daddy? What do you tell a 3-year-old?
I'm not gonna lie. She's a horrible fake crier, bro. You're crying, but you're able to maintain a perfectly coherent conversation and you're sniffling in between your pauses. Man, I'm sorry, bro. I don't believe none of this, bro.
She's 3. I said, baby, Daddy loves you so much. Don't you worry. He's on a work trip with Jesus.
What? My mom ain't never said none of that before, bro. When my aunt died, they just put her right on Front Street.
So he can afford your blueberry budget.
Then, just 11 days after the shooting, a New York Times piece added another layer of intrigue. According to the article, Erika was sitting in her mother's hospital room in Phoenix when her husband's longtime assistant Michael McCoy called her phone. Looking back on that moment, she claimed he already knew what he was going to say before the words even left his mouth. Left to grieve alongside a whole audience that hung on his every word, Kirk's supporters were initially behind her. After all, learning that Charlie felt she harbored even more
Hey, mind you, he's just a podcaster. Before he died, I just knew him as the guy that was doing the debates on Jubilee. He just reminded me of like Ben Shapiro and like Matt Walsh. He reminded me of those guys, like the right wing, kind of like almost insufferable, rage baity guys. Oh yeah, I just remember him from doing that podcast with the other girl, and they were going, you know, they both had those ugly like facial expressions and shit. Do you remember? I don't remember him for saying anything profound. And there was one time, bro, because I live in Arizona, and there's some people, bro, who literally wrote on their cars, like R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Like they were like drawing on their windows and shit. And there was one time when I ordered DoorDash, right? And I got caught in an unskippable cutscene. So this dude was like, yo, brother, can I pray for you? Jesus is out here working and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, I just entertained the conversation, right? I just let him yap. And then it comes to a point where I'm just sitting here and I'm looking at my food. I'm like, bro, my food is getting cold. Can you hurry this up? And he was like, yeah, Jesus was a truth teller. And I was kind of tuning him out until this point, but this is when I remember he's like, Jesus was a truth teller. And so was Charlie Kirk. I'm like, what the f? At that point, all sense just womp, 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 womp. And he's like, can I pray for you? I'm like, yeah, bro, pray for me. And then I literally just took my food and dipped afterwards. He was like, can I get your number so I could get you into church? I don't know what this dude was on, but I'm like, you're my DoorDash driver, bro. Stop it. I told him no. Right. Like, what are you doing?
Line views.
Like, it's damn near like a cult. I don't know why. Like, they see him like in a weird light. And that's why I don't really agree with like the martyr. Like, we need to like kill people. Because like you only push people more into their like convictions. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, that's why I said he didn't deserve to die. Because it's like, you're not really proving that he's wrong. You're just making people feel like they're coming for us and we need to double down. And it's them liberals. We're going to take one of their leaders now. This just don't lead to nothing. The only thing that was beneficial was the AI Kirk memes. I can't even.
Than he did was probably an encouraging sign.
All right, so we are taking your questions and hopefully we'll be able to answer any thoughts that you have.
Who is more conservative and why?
Erika.
Yes.
By far. Not even close. I am a moderate compared to Erika.
8 days after his passing, it was announced that she would succeed him as director of Turning Point USA after a unanimous vote. And since then, things have gone persistently terribly for all at the company. From hugging JD Vance a little closely.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Why are you? Yo, nah, I'm not gonna lie. This is not how you hug. This is not how conservatives hug. I can't even lie. I'm not gonna lie. You know they fucked after that.
Nutting my coochie.
Them widows, it's easy to widow your way into some. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Do y'all remember Mr. Omar from Everybody Hates Chris, the guy who used to run the funeral services in the show, and he was fucking all the widows? You don't think JD Vance? These politicians are greasy. They're slime balls. They play this like, oh, I'm a good person out and about, but we know what happens behind the scenes. I don't believe that. Why is she gripping the back of his head and it looks like she's on her toes? When a woman has to come up to hug you, boy. And then he's hugging her lower back. Like if his hand would have went a little lower, like that would have been a dead giveaway. Like, what are you doing?
To saying she forgave his killer and rewriting the history of Charlie's views on Israel, Erika's initial run in the public eye, which I covered at length at the time, basically took her from a figure that was revered to one who
I don't want this video to get taken down, but like, y'all heard that, right? What?
conjured up nothing but disdain, and in the months and weeks since then, it spiraled further out of control, with every single public statement she makes plunging her further into a position that is absolutely unsalvageable on a personal level, and for the organization that her husband essentially gave his life to. After being criticized by Candace Owens for her handling of the information around the murder, Erika came for her husband's friend in interview.
You know, Candace Owens, her and Charlie Kirk, they were like this. Ooh. Bro, did you guys see the Kanye documentary, In Whose Name? This shit dropped like right after Charlie Kirk died, and they were in the documentary like some years ago. They've been knowing each other for a minute, bro.
The podcaster Candace Owens, at one time a friend of Charlie's, at one time
Candace Owens kind of changing her politics, right? I haven't been keeping up with her.
Employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building.
Oh my God! Look at her gaze. It looks, yo, she locked the in. She said, "Oh my God."
A friend of Charlie's, at one time an employee of Turning Point. She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
And as if she was trying to spawn conspiracy theories, she also spent time advocating for Israel, then coming after her husband's killer.
It's evil. Charlie and I have always been very clear on our stance. Israel, Jewish people. It's awful. Anti-Semitism is what healing factor comes out of hating Jewish.
She trying to get that money. She trying to get that money. She trying to get that money. Yeah. We're watching Erika Kirk.
People, what healing factor comes out of hating Christians? What healing factor comes out? Hate in general.
She's one of those Christian Zionists. Because Christianity came from Judaism. So a lot of there is a large subsect of Christians that do believe that Israel should be a thing and that Jewish people are God's chosen people.
Charlie always would say very clearly, Jew hate was brain rot. He would always say it. We've been to Israel twice together, and to be able to walk in the place where our Lord walked and see the Bible come to life in Technicolor, how could you hate that place? How could you hate the Jewish people?
With every fresh statement, much of the world was left suspicious of Erika and wondered how anyone could buy what she was selling. It's not a theater anymore, it's a low-budget circus. The last stages of grief, PR tour. With every new development, her critics felt their suspicions were being confirmed. That the grieving widow she presented
I don't feel bad for her at all.
herself as simply didn't add up. For one thing, her appearance on a Zoom call with Turning Point USA that took place just 5 days after his demise raised some big questions.
Bro, look at the way she's cheesing and smiling in a business call 5 days after his passing. Like, why are you in a business call? Why are you not taking time away? Why are you not there for your children? Is that not crazy?
She presented herself as simply didn't add up. For one thing, her appearance on a Zoom call with Turning Point USA that took place just 5 days after his demise raised some big questions about her unseemingly unfazed demeanor.
There you go.
Oh, look at all the thumbs up. Look how cute that is. Sorry, this is a little bit more informal than probably Charlie would be reacting. How sweet.
Oh yeah, she loves all the attention. She loves all the feedback. You can see it. She low-key wanted to be in that position. She wanted what he had, bro. I can't lie. The love, the unconditional love, the support, the eyes. Damn.
They could do that. I hate Zoom. I never liked Zoom. Sorry, you guys. I just wanted to say first and foremost, my heart obviously is broken for you guys as much as it is for our family. You guys lost not only a boss, but someone that you looked up to, someone that you believed in his mission, that you also that you loved. You loved listening to his show, hearing his wisdom on things. I'm sure some of you have also had very personal moments of where you sat down and
had private conversations with him. I want you all to hold on to those.
After that footage emerged, her appearance seems to spawn new disdain as people continue to view her entire persona as fraudulent and designed by a marketing team.
And I was eating cereal. It was like 10 o'clock at night.
New Valance, what's up, man? How you doing today, brother?
That's a mom dinner cereal at 10 p.m. And I was like basically standing there in the dark. And I looked over to the side of the wall. And when we first moved into that, we live in a small condo. When we first moved in there, Charlie and I put the Bible verse of James chapter 1, verses 2 through 4 alongside of it. And I stood there and I looked at it and I was like, milk and cereal in my mouth. And I was like, count it all joy. And I just stood there. Count it all joy. Being persecuted and lied about.
This is literally some VOT media, bro. I can't even lie. It's just all performative, bro. I'm thinking yeah, I know, right? I was gonna watch it, but I don't know. I don't know if I was gonna react to it. I don't know, bro. Yeah, it's just all performative. I can't lie.
Count it all joy. You're being slandered. Count it all joy. You're being lied about. Count it all joy. Your church is being persecuted. Count it all joy. If there's graffiti all over it now, count it all joy. You have people coming in and out of your congregation. Count it all joy.
She has to keep.
You have people coming in and out of your congregation. I mean, if they're clearly coming in and then coming out, that means it's some, right? Am I bugging?
Looking at her script. What's the big deal? It's not a real memory. It's a story created to play on emotions.
Right.
An attempt to make her look relatable. If that's what they're trying to accomplish, then it's very apparent that it's not playing out as they hoped. Because rather than being embraced
Oh my God, really, bruh? Really? Erika Kirk. Oh yes, she gives the best Kirk. The best Kirk indeed. Melania doesn't give that well of a Kirk. You know who else was getting Kirk? Sleepy Joe. And Bill Clinton, yes. Oh my God.
Wielded by the right in the way that she likely expected, conservative commentators themselves have been among the first to turn her into a punchline.
A friend of mine, let's call her Erika. She's had a wild life, this woman. She was in Romania, she had an orphanage, she was on a reality show. She married this famous guy. She was an intelligence asset. And I said to her, how do you do this? And she says, Tim, it's Neuro's energy and focus mints. And I says, but how do you do it after the guy, the husband and father of the kids gets murdered and you're out there doing all kinds of stuff? You're doing fundraisers and you're dancing around with glitter pants. How does this happen? She goes, I could lie to you, but I'm telling you, it's Neuro's energy and focus mints. I said, really? She goes, sure. I said, how are you running this organization?
He got it, bro. He got it.
7 hours after this guy got popped.
Elsewhere, platforms like the Joe Rogan Experience have been actively delving into her past and finding more evidence in regards to her alleged ties to intelligence agencies that predate Charlie.
Whoa, Erika Kirk appears in another throwback video with alleged ties to the CIA? Here we go. So she's a psyop. You don't just be spotted around kicking it with the CIA. I'm not gonna lie. What's the odds of that? How do you explain that off? I just so happen to be around him? Come on, bro.
That we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made. And when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Well, there are 18 critical infrastructures. It's weird, but very weird.
She's doing a CIA information.
Gang. Is that the head of the CIA?
Infrastructures. It's weird, but
Former head of CIA. So you're not hanging around a bummy employee. No, no, no. You're hanging with the tip of the top. Whoa. Whoa. That's a red flag.
Very weird. She's doing a CIA informational video.
Weird. Like an acting gig, or is this something else?
Perhaps.
An acting gig? Brother, her whole identity is an acting gig.
Or, but even so, you're doing an acting gig for the CIA. Who calls you for that?
Yeah.
You ever get one of those calls?
No.
No, I never got one of those calls.
And my agent never.
Have you guys ever got that? Because I ain't never got that. I'm going to be real. I ain't never got that. That shit sound nice. How much does that pay? I'm going to be real.
Hit me with that one.
Yeah. It's odd. Well, there's a lot of people that think that she was his handler. She was Charlie Kirk's handler. But of course, there's a lot of people think I have handlers.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you got about 9 Navy.
Nah, you got some connections, my boy. you might have a handler.
SEALs out there.
They're not. They're my friends.
And even if that's not exactly what's occurring, and she was merely taking any role she could get, the idea that she wasn't involved in the—
What do you mean taking any role? How do you just get a CIA role? How do you just get that? That's a bummy role. What?
Political world before meeting Charlie seems to fall increasingly flat.
Like they're making it sound like she was doing porn. Like, oh, she was just taking any role she could get. That's why she was on Bang Bros. Like, what?
With each resurfaced morsel from the old days.
He is the executive director of the Task Force on National and Homeland Security and director of the U.S. Nuclear Strategy Forum, both congressional advisory boards. I touch a little bit of topics on the grid vulnerability that we have here in our country.
And she's sitting next to Richard Nixon, bro? She's not sitting next to randoms.
Just basically tell the audience what exactly EMP is and what are the threats that we need to be aware of as Americans and what our major security issue here in America is right now.
Well, an electromagnetic pulse can be generated by a nuclear weapon detonated at high altitude. And we have seen Iran write in its military doctrine. This is basically why they want the bomb. We've also seen them practice launching missiles from short-range missiles from ships to simulate an EMP attack.
Plus, her mother's far more documented ties to that world through network security companies are only exasperating matters, essentially giving theorists something to hang their ideas on.
So it turns out Erika Kirk's mother has been a CIA spy, or a spy.
Oh my God, get her out of here. That's it.
For a long time. Now, you know, she had like 50 different LLC companies that she creates and closes and all. And so Wolves in Finance have done a great job with that. And now Project Constitution says Lori Friends appears in Edward Snowden's leaked PRISM docs as NSA agent. For those of us tracking the new TPUSA narrative, this isn't just a coinkydink. It's a confirmation of the intelligent asset theory. The coincidence officially dies.
Oh, wow. So she's an op. She literally is. So she's basically a psyop.
They are running a script. If Lori is a confirmed intelligence asset, her daughter's
I can't believe she's tied in with Edward Snowden. That's kind of crazy. Like, I thought Edward Snowden, isn't he like I thought he was like a freedom fighter or something. Like, he was exposing the NSA. Bro, funny story. That whole situation came out when I was like in 7th grade, right? And I had an iPod with the camera on the front. So all I knew was that they could spy on us through our cameras, right? So I literally was laying on my bed, playing on my iPod, and I had my finger over my camera, and I was scared that the government was watching me play on my iPod. I'm like not taking my finger off the top. I only did that shit for one night, and I'm like, bro, mind you, I'm in the dark, in the middle of the night. You couldn't see me anyways. I'm like, oh my God, they're spying on me. I can't believe it. Bro, I was spooked, bro. But yeah, the government, they keep tabs on all of us. Now it's so much easier, bro. It's crazier than you think.
Your life story suddenly looks like a meticulously managed operation, which it was.
When people like Tim Dillon weren't poking fun at her, Erika has also had to contend with being roasted by Drewski. And one of the
Drewski never openly said it was her.
Most viewed things the Georgia comedian has ever done. He donned heavy makeup to essentially parody Erika and the way her public persona has been orchestrated.
Get on your feet! War is raging in Iran. We're praying for all the soldiers.
While the rest of the world outside the conservative bubble laughed, Erika was encouraged by the president to take legal action.
A thing called Happy Easter. Do we have that? Everyone happy? Anybody that doesn't want? Hello, darling. Wow, this is a good table. I like that table. You're doing well, right? Okay. I think you should sue him, but you know,
I think you should sue him for what? Sue him for what? There's not a case. Like, what could you sue him for? Defamation? He never said it was her. And then two, if let's say you make the connection that it is her, he's referencing literal clips. And he could say that it's a parody. What are you talking about? This is the thing that I don't understand with right-wing people, right? They're like, we're owning the left. The left are a bunch of crybabies. They're chimping out because they can't even handle free speech. But the moment that you make a joke, right? They always want to talk about why can't we joke about everything, but they the first to moan when you make a joke about that they got going on. Sue him? What? What are you talking about?
To sue somebody. They're so jealous of Erika. I said,
they're so jealous of Erika. Jealous of what?
To sue their. I can say it. You're not allowed to say this. You have to be nicer. Sue their off.
As these sentiments were echoed by the likes of Ted Cruz, other figures in the right-wing media, such as Baron Coleman, didn't buy that she should be beyond reproach just for what she's been through, when so much of what she does and says doesn't add up.
Nowhere in the Bible, nowhere in any religious tradition does it say, if you're a widow, you get a free pass to lie to anyone you want, to gaslight everybody you meet, for everything you've ever done in your entire life that is dog doo-doo. You just get overlooked. No one's allowed to bring it up. No one's allowed to talk about it. For the rest of your life, everyone has to fawn all over you and support you because, my God, you're a widow. It doesn't exist. I've looked at scripture. It's not in there. Erika, Graham, Gary, not in here. Andrew doesn't say it. There's no requirement. I support her as the head of TPUSA. There's no prohibition on me criticizing her for documented falsehoods. None.
Even though every single move she made backfired, Erika,
you know, it's crazy when white people, especially right-wing white people, are coming at her.
refused to yield to the pressure, or admit that perhaps some of what she'd done since Charlie's death wasn't beneficial to the cause. Instead, she kept doing events and appearing on stage like she was headlining WrestleMania.
Please welcome Turning Point USA CEO and Chair, Erika Kirk.
Oh my God, isn't this a little much? Bro, it's like Homelander coming out. Oh, nah, she dead ass is firecracker. Oh my God. Drop the bass. Boom, 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 boom. Like you could tell she was really popping her shit like 10 years ago, bro.
Of course, all of this was like a red rag to a bull, and so her biggest critics like Candace Owens have stayed on her neck.
Evil.
Oh.
She is evil. When I watched that, I went, she's evil. I am so infuriated watching that back because she's lying. She's objectively lying and she's acting. She was told to say that to make people believe that she had access to something that we didn't.
Do you believe that Tyler Robinson murdered your husband?
Yes, I do.
Why do you think it is so hard for so many people to believe that reality?
Because it's too simple. Again, everyone always has to think there's more to the story. Well, sometimes there's not. I've seen the autopsy report. I've seen our case pulled together. I've been in constant contact with our lawyers, the prosecuting team. I've seen it all.
Right? It was because of that clip that when I went in to meet with her, I was going, oh, okay, maybe she has something that the public doesn't. I spoke to her, I've been in touch with the lawyers, I've seen the autopsy report, and then I sit down with her 72 hours later, and she tells me, and her lawyer confirms to me, that they have nothing more than what the public has seen.
But just as her entire...
Damn. Hold up, they got a little spot. Hold on. I'm not gonna lie, that boy Charlie Kirk might have been dibbling and dabbling, bro. Hold on. He might have liked that chocolate vanilla swirl a little bit, bro. He liked different flavors. I'm not gonna lie, these women they kind of butting heads. Charlie, what was you doing behind the scenes?
Saga in the public eye began with a bullet. The next chapter where it looked like she was truly
Candace
about to
Owens
lose.
is not playing. She ready to die behind that dick. All right, she ready to die behind it. Oh my God, they're going to war.
It started with another one.
Oh, this fake. Bro, Charlie was dipping in the chocolate gang. He was sending her Kanye and Nicki Minaj verses in text messages. They were kicking it around Kanye West. Brother, what are you talking about? What do you mean he was dipping in the chocolate? Yeah, he was dipping it. He was dipping and dabbling in the chocolate. Yes. Come on, bro. This fake ass shit.
Recently, Erika attended White House Correspondents' Dinner, and according to who you ask, that night either didn't go according to plan or it did. But alongside the plot to take out...
It did, because now they're framing the agenda that we have to, right? And mind you, this is all a little bit before Palantir came in the mix, right? You got Palantir signing all these military contracts where now they get to use their AI to create profiles in their right? We already got the flock cameras coming out, and now you have AI that's going to be implemented into vehicles and stuff. They're using this incident to basically say that we need to start cracking down on freedom of speech because political violence is at an all-time high. Look at Donald Trump. He got shot and grazed on the ear. Look at Erika Kirk. They shot her husband, and now they're coming for us even at the White House. They're trying to say the ballroom. Yeah, maybe the ballroom is in there, but they're going to use... There's a lot of momentum here. You have to pay attention to the momentum. They want to be able to implement this AI on our free speech. If you say something that's out of line, it's going to ping the AI because they're going to have an entire profile on you. They're going to check, and they're going to be able to implement some type of legislation at some point in the future because we're moving towards an AI state. They're going to implement that to where if you say something that isn't right, you're going to get arrested. Some girl already got arrested. She got arrested for making a Benjamin Netanyahu joke. She was like at a capstone meeting because she was about to graduate, right? And she was like, oh, Big Yahoo, please bomb this event as a joke. Why would you get arrested for calling on Netanyahu to bomb an event if Netanyahu is aligned with the United States of America? If Israel is our greatest ally, right? Why would she get arrested for that? The only way she would get arrested for that is if they're actually not. Does that, like this girl, clearly, if you read the text messages, was it crazy that she sent it in a school group chat? Yes, but this was a regular person. What are you talking about? So now they're going to start using political violence as a guide to come for free speech. Oh, you're aligning, you're looking at material that could lead down to political violence. You could be like Luigi Mangione or the guy that burnt down or whatever. Political tensions are rising because cost of living is going up. Quality of life is going down. Wages are remaining the same. So people are getting frustrated and they're getting tired, and we're getting pushed to the point where it's like this, and eventually it's gonna and they know they're bracing for that. That's why they're putting this in place now. Open your eyes, people.
Trump. One of the biggest talking points to have emerged from the situation was that Erika Kirk was seen fleeing in tears. Generally, the sight of a crying woman will be a catalyst for some kind of empathy. But given how people feel about Erika, it was just an excuse to make more memes. Alleged to have been left shaken by the whole incident, insiders have suggested that this might be the incident that she meant she'd finally throw in the towel and retreat from public life.
I mean, how much?
Man, she loves this shit. She probably flicked the bean later that night, bro. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was gonna say some crazy. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
She is absolutely committed to, and I don't want to put words in Erika's mouth. I think she's probably going to kind of clarify what this event has meant to her, at some point this week, and kind of that. So I don't want to speak for her, but actually, she's completely committed and devoted to fulfilling Charlie's legacy and mission, and none of that has changed. Obviously, this was. This was a triggering experience in more ways than one. And it wasn't just her as well. You know, there was Mikey was at the event, and Mikey was just a few.
Look at what I sent. What is this? Does this correlate? Okay, this is not correlating at all.
Feet away from Charlotte UVU.
Soon, a statement came from Erika herself, suggesting that this might be her farewell address. Saturday was yet another traumatic example of the evil in our country.
Wait, she's actually retiring?
Continued rise in political violence. I'm taking time to spend with my family. I will be joining the Charlie Kirk Show Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern to briefly address what took place. Enough is enough. Just days later, she had enough of that quality time with her kids and was back in front of a camera. To start, she came at those she believed were peddling conspiracies, most notably Candace Owens.
Yeah, what up,
This
Bears?
culture we're living in absorbs disagreement as a form of personal betrayal. It turns having an opposing viewpoint into a moral crime worthy of punishment. And here's what I've realized through all of this, having lived through quite literal hell these past 7 months, if you strip someone of their humanity long enough, you will arrive at the chilling conclusion that they don't deserve to exist at all. Every morning I wake up to a new headline lying about me. I have comedians dressing up in whiteface. I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO. And I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband. And the list goes on and on and on. There is
Oh my God, she's about to snap.
serious epidemic of dehumanization plaguing this country.
From there, she went on.
Who's dehumanizing you? If anybody dehumanized you, it was yourself. What are we talking about? I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. I'm gonna be real. If you can't manage being the CEO of a company, especially right off the back of your husband's death, then you should probably just step away. People aren't coming at your integrity, but they're not dehumanizing you.
To try and explain why she was there in the first place, suggesting that it was because she needed to settle some scores.
Everyone is asking why I even went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and it was because many of the journalists in that room have attempted to dehumanize me, and I wanted to meet some of them face to face, quite frankly. Why have a conversation about me when you can have a conversation with me? So, for example, a journalist from the Daily Mail came up to me, she introduced herself, and she was very gracious. She was saying,
She thought she was gonna strike fear in somebody's face. Nobody's scared of you. You think these journalists give a fuck? They're gonna air you. What are you talking about?
"You look so beautiful. I'm so sorry for your loss." To which I replied, "It is so nice to put a name to the face."
Predictably, it did her no favors.
If they literally gave you condolences, how did they dehumanize you?
And for the first time, even those who had previously stayed neutral were starting to suggest that if she didn't change course soon, there'd be no coming back from it. If Erika Kirk truly is just a grieving widow and not actually a bad person, which is now becoming harder and harder to believe, then somebody around her who cares need to tell her the following. Her disposition is totally unlikable. Her delivery is completely untrustworthy. Every time she opens her mouth, she digs herself into a bigger hole. I would rather not tell a widow how to grieve, but I would advise a wannabe astroturfed CEO to go home and spend more time with her kids she claims to love. As for her enemies, they believe that she was more concerned with these petty grudges than with
I don't know. I feel like she was like, let's get this show on the road. I feel like it would have been a little bit more believable if she would have waited a few months. Then people would be like, all right, that's like real strength. And then they would probably rally behind her more. But she doesn't seem human. She gives me like Mark Zuckerberg vibes, bro.
took place on that fateful day where her husband
Yo, Bears, give me milk is diabolical, gang.
was killed. And so it provided another chance for her to get completely cooked.
I have people saying I'm not fit to be CEO, and I have Candace Owens claiming I murdered my husband.
Why do they look alike?
And the list goes on and on and on.
And I get on camera and I show everybody how crazy I am.
Oh my God, hold on. The housewives is beefing. Oh my God, the 40-year-old aunties are beefing, bro.
And the evidence goes on and on and on and on. And I will not stop, because just Monday, I said I was taking time off to be with my family. And now It's Thursday, and I am hosting a podcast clip because in Turning Point,
God, these ladies are crazy.
you can both take time off from work and work at the exact same time.
What?
And this hypocrisy can go on and on and on and on.
She was more upset about this than her husband's murder. Erika being more concerned about getting mocked than her husband's death tells the story in itself. As you'd expect, one of the first people that reacted to everything she had to say was Candace Owens. After Erika claimed that Candace had spread the idea that she'd killed Charlie, even though she never actually said that, Owens didn't hold back and dragged her for over 20 minutes.
In one sentence, she said, I after today's traumatizing shooting, I need to spend time with my family, and then I will be on the Charlie Kirk show on Wednesday. So I think she just needed 48 hours. We get to that. The response has just been brutal, okay? Everyone is calling her out. They're saying that the look is wrong. People are making fun of saying that she looks like she came dressed up as the assassin that was walking up the stairs.
Yo, gang. Yo. Yo, who the f said that? Yo, she cosplayed the shooter is crazy, bro. Oh my God, yo, that was Hall of Fame. I think Kick taking over Twitch, they signing everyone going crazy with the clips. Yeah, they are, bro. They dead are, gang. Is crazy. No one said that. Somebody said that, bro. That is hilarious. She might have said that. I can't even lie. She might have said that.
Allegedly, but also just her general demeanor. Okay, here are just some of the reactions. We can go through them. I guess I missed it. When did Candace Owens mention anywhere in the podcast that you murdered your husband? You didn't miss it. I trust gas station sushi more than I trust Erika Kirk.
Oh, nah, that's crazy.
User writes, I was hoping you were going to address all the questions being asked of you. This lecture was pointless. We're just getting lectured every day. We're so tired of being lectured. This person writes, Candace Owens never once made the explicit claim that you murdered your husband.
Among her biggest issues was Erika trying to switch the narrative to portray Candace as the bad guy, something which she firmly believes she is not in this situation.
Cry emoji.
Damn, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Candace Owens is... She putting belt to ass right now. Oh my God. Yo, is her PR up right now? Her PR gotta be up crazy, because I remember people used to hate Candace Owens. Like, they used to, like, cook the shit out of her, bro.
The cry emoji. And again, the context of this was us making fun of Barry Weiss and Ben Shapiro and the syndicate of people that had come out and said that asking any questions about Erika Kirk.
Wait, what? I'm asking everything. First question, why did you murder your husband? What? Hold on, what? Run this back.
Guy, something which she firmly believes she is not in this situation.
Cry emoji. And again, the context of this was us making fun of Barry Weiss and Ben Shapiro and the syndicate of people that had come out and said that asking any questions about Erika Kirk.
By the way, all those people are f***ed up right now.
At all was akin to just saying exactly that you murdered your own husband. This was never released to the public. It's a private conversation. So to pretend that that is what Erika was responding to today, how disingenuous can you be, Andrew? It's like you have to get tired of it at some point. You just got to get tired of it. Again, I will assert publicly, you have my full permission. Go Max, release the entire chain. I have nothing to hide. When I said and I asserted several times, there is not a single thing that he can point to that I said on this show that was leaked to me by Aubrey Leitch, like from December 15th, okay? Post getting fired, obviously she spoke out and I've had many conversations with her, but nothing
I'm not gonna lie, if somebody's telling you to show everything, that means they're telling the truth, bro. I can't even lie. If you're putting the burden of proof on somebody else to just reveal everything and they don't do it, that means they're the ones that have something to hide, bro.
Leaked to me about their that I presented on this show about anything that was going on internal. So pretending that this joke that went around of I'm the first thing I'm going to ask her is why did you murder your husband? Like, why are you gay? Is a little over the top.
What?
Release it all. Let the public judge. I have nothing to hide.
Above all, she made no apologies for having concerns over what Erika looks to portray to the public and what is really going down behind the scenes.
But I thought that I was going to get straight answers, and then she lied to my face. And from that point on, when I clocked her on those lies and when the public kept repeatedly clocking her on lies and seeing your reaction to it like it is right now, I grew increasingly suspicious of Erika. I remain suspicious of Erika. I think that is any person who is being honest. Why don't you respond to what I'm actually saying? I am saying that donors are telling us that that was an AI video or an AI audio that you presented of Charlie Kirk. Wouldn't that be a great time to clear that up? If you're gonna sit there and you're gonna point the finger at Candace Owens, I would have said, and it is egregious that Candace Owens is implying that we would make this up, that Charlie didn't want me to take over. And then you slam dunk, show the video of Charlie Kirk saying in Aspen that he wanted you to be the CEO. I have made a lot of claims about you lying, and I stand by the claims that I have made on this show.
Damn, standing on that
This
shit.
echoed a point that Baron Coleman had already made on her show, that given Erika's ties to the establishment and the constant contradictions in her public statements, holding her accountable wasn't optional, regardless of what she'd been through personally.
No, I'm not accusing you of shooting your husband, but I am assuming that I have been open about.
I'm not gonna lie, that is like, if you think about it, the ultimate get out of jail free card. I'm not saying that she did that, right? I don't know what happened, but if anybody questions you on anything, she literally is Charlie Kirk's wife, so she can say, "Oh, are you implying that I would kill my husband? Why would you not?" You know, she can play that card every single time, even if that's not even what you said. Because now it puts you in a position where it's like, oh, no, you're a horrible person because you would think this and blah, 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 blah. It's almost as if, you know, looking from the outside in at the way that things are, as if she's positioning herself in this place, you know?
On the show is that it reeks of dishonesty. And that people told you this.
It does. And you don't even have to be fully knowledgeable on this. I'm not even too caught up on this. This video was really kind of like eye-opening. I already was kind of coming in here with that vibe.
Something about your general nature that comes across as very dishonest. You don't seem to be interested in the very many holes. I wouldn't be able to stomach sitting or standing next to Kash Patel, and yet you do. You're sitting here at a White House Correspondents' Dinner. Why don't you ask him to give the defense what they need if you want a speedy trial, victim? You lying about the surgeon and beginning the entire story about a Superman neck, but
I didn't even think about it like that. I thought she was gonna talk about them files. Hold on. You're not even telling them to expedite the case so you can get the justice for your husband? You just rather butter up to them and network for the sake of the company? That is kind of crazy.
Actually, you were on the phone, but you lied to my face and you're pretending that I have to take that because you're a widow? That doesn't work for us.
Relentlessly cooked online once again, things have gotten so bad that even left-leaning organizations like the Young Turks are actively trying to give her advice so that she can stop making videos like this that age badly instantly.
I call BS on her reason for going to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Girl, just be real. Just be real with everyone. I went because I was invited and I wanted to go. You didn't go to like, oh, I'm going to hold reporters accountable. You just wanted to go. You wanted to go and you did, and that's fine. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So like that, it's that kind of stuff that makes people think her behavior is more performative than anything. Just be real. People want authenticity. You wanted to go to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. You were invited as a guest of Fox News.
I like this energy.
So that's fine. Because people were making fun of her sparkly outfits following Charlie Kirk's assassination. Just be you. And more importantly, videos like this don't help. They just don't.
Although not everyone is being so constructive when it comes to how Erika can stop coming across so unhinged and flustered by the world's comments. Instead, many of them are looking back on her time with Charlie and finding
Yo, dope. I appreciate you, gang. Thank you so much, brother. Welcome in, man.
some discrepancies in her rhetoric.
You can have a career after children, but if you try to have a career while you have your kids, there is no such thing as balance. That is such a myth. Gigi gets those little Montessori toys every month, and there's this one that has the buckets that balance. If I put something in one of those buckets, it's gonna drop down. And if I try to balance them, both buckets are filled, which is not realistic. I can't spend half of the day doing one thing. I missed out half of that time with being with the kids.
So who the fuck is watching your kids? Who's watching the kids? The babysitter? Wouldn't you want to be there for them? Yo, Tsunami Rob, thank you for that raid, my boy. I appreciate you, man.
So like you have to choose where your heart has to be fully with.
So your heart is with the company over your kids. That's basically what she's implying?
Home.
While it's important to acknowledge that she is a single mom now, and experiences like that may change your view, it's still worth noting that virtually everything she once stood for.
Why would you want to keep doing this then? Like, why would you want to be the CEO? I just don't get it. Wouldn't you want to be there for your kids? You guys are already multi-millionaires. Your life is already set up. Like, why not just let your kids grow up and be there for your children? I don't get it.
Seemed to go out the window the moment Charlie was
I'm not going to lie. She do look good as here, though.
gone.
Yes, I am grieving. Yes, alongside our great team running Turning Point USA. Yes, I'm raising my babies. And you don't separate those into different boxes. They can all coexist. And so, yeah, I take my baby.
What? Liar. Didn't you just say you couldn't do that?
To the office. I want my kids to see what their father built. I want them to be a part of it. Maybe it's supposed to be something that inspires them and encourages.
I'm not gonna lie, you gotta put them kids in private school. You put them kids in public school, you're gonna see nothing but AI Kirk memes.
Urges them to think, okay, we live in the greatest country where you can be so many different things. You can be a mother. You can be an author. You can be a nurse. You can be.
Doesn't that go against right-wing conservative values? Don't they want women back home, raising the families, maintaining the household? Why would you want to show your kids that you're this strong, independent woman and that you're maintaining their father's brand? You're a girl boss. That doesn't sound right-wing. That doesn't sound conservative. That doesn't sound like protecting the family unit. That doesn't sound like that at all. That sounds
a teacher in one full lifetime. You don't have to just be one thing. And honestly, being a mother is one of the greatest honors and privileges and job titles you could ever have.
And to some of her most hostile opponents, this is because she was wanting to unveil her real self down the line. I felt sorry for him. I felt like he was being love-bombed, manipulated, and gaslighted so much by Erika and others that he probably thought he found his soulmate. But I believe he was seeing the truth, and sadly it cost him his life. Relationships with narcissists are complicated. She said I missed half the day being with the kids instead of saying she missed spending time with the kids because she had to work all day. Her heart was to never be a mom. She likes being that boss. Charlie stole her shine. She got left at home with the kids, and when he was around, he put the kids first. This made her very envious. She wanted the stage back. A pageant girl needs to perform.
Yup. And she's a pageant girl. She likes to be on that stage. She loves the attention. The sparklers, you can see where it came from. Yeah.
Needed the spotlight for validation.
Yeah.
Faced with more opposition than ever before, it looks like things are about to get even more messy between Turning Point and Owens now that Charlie Kirk's former head of security is suing Candace.
First and foremost, I woke up this morning and I was highly upset. I had a little bit of a yesterday news hangover. I realized that I'm actually so not okay with what Erika Kirk did. She essentially put a target on my back by wrongly asserting that I accused her of murdering her husband. I don't think we can let that fly, right?
Oh,
no,
she's about
her
to sue her.
punishment is going to be more truth. I always say she is sentenced to more truth, and I have been keeping a little secret, and it's time for me to reveal it. Also, I am getting the sense that there is something happening, something big happening. It feels like people are upping the crazy a little bit. Something is coming undone in the background. And on that note, the big news of the day is guess who crawled from under his rock, apparently, and sent me a full-blown lawsuit. Yes, Brian Harpole. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that would grant me, your girl, the power of subpoena. Let's get started. Welcome back to Candace.
And considering how she's played it thus far, you just know that anything Candace
She doesn't even seem phased. It sounds like she's excited. She wants to air it.
finds in Discovery is going to be brought to light sooner rather than later.
Yeah, at Discovery, you have to show all the evidence that you have, both sides.
Faced with a company in freefall and
Looks like the boys.
a reputation that's equally in tatters, Erika's public persona has been
Yeah, that shit's done. I'm not gonna lie. Once details start flying, it's over with, man. It is what it is.